You're allowed to talk. You're live.
Okay, so do you want to put my front view on? I need to come in close. Hi! Hi everyone! Thanks very much for joining us today. He does that every time. Because I say hi, Duke comes over and expects a biscuit. Hi everyone, thank you so much. So what we're going to do today, I want to talk about a really exciting class coming up. It's a fabulous class, and I'm going to be teaching it around the country. So the first one is Manchester, and really looking forward to going to Manchester because of course that is my home city where I was born, and I always get together with friends who I've known for many years, so it's always a really great atmosphere. Lovely group of women. We have got some classes still available, some places on that class still available. And it's coming up shortly. So when's the date, Alfie? Just remind me.
It's the 11th, 12th of March, so it's basically 2.5 weeks.
Wow, not long at all. So yeah, we've had some cancellations. So if you want to join us, please go on the website, have a look under events, and you will see Dirty Weekend in Manchester, 11th and 12th of March, 2-day course, absolutely brilliant. It's loads of fun. You'll learn loads of fantastic stuff, great techniques, and it's just absolutely brilliant. And you know what, being together with like-minded crafters is always a great thing. So don't worry if you're coming on your own, because you'll have lots of friends by the end of the weekend, and that's the great thing, that you learn to connect with other people who get you, who understand your love of crafting and mixed media and doing lovely stuff. So it's just brilliant. Please join us. It's absolutely superb what we're going to be making. Right, why are we calling it a Dirty Weekend? If you haven't heard of it before, it's just because we're not afraid to get messy. Obviously you can wear gloves and an apron if you want, but we end up with painting our hair and biscuit crumbs on our lap and just having a lovely time. So what are we doing this year? We are doing this beautiful mixed media frame, and we are going to make this from scratch. So literally everything on here we have made ourselves. So we've actually got a two-part frame here, and all of these elements that you can see on here, let me just come a little bit closer. Everything on here you can see we've actually made. So we're actually using fast cast resin, we're using gilding gum, we're using moulds, we're using artist papers. Of course, if you wish, you can actually bring little trinkets of your own like this. We've actually used made mini books. We've just got so much gorgeous stuff going on here, and it is a fantastic class. It's just really lovely. And I first taught it at the Secret Retreat last year. Keep it that way around. And it was basically a reworking of one that I did many years ago. In fact, I can show you the original. Just take this down off the wall here. So this was the original that we actually made many years ago, and we had so much fun making all the embellishments and everything that I thought, well actually it was a suggestion. One of our girls, I think it might have been Carolyn Lakin, said, could we actually do that again or something similar? So we sort of updated it. We're using different techniques, and it's just the most fantastic weekend, and you will have so much fun. You'll love it. It's amazing. So that's the 11th and 12th of March
for Manchester. We are also offering as a slight incentive, a £20 voucher if you book on. So everybody who books on to the Manchester event will get a £20 voucher to spend in the shop. So obviously that's all the people who've already booked, plus anybody who books from now up until the event.
Fantastic, that's good. I always like a bit of spend in the shop. If you are not coming to the actual class itself, but you actually want a little bit of indigo blue shopping, you can actually pop into the classroom, which will have a pop-up shop in there, and you can do a little bit of spending if you want, a little bit of retail therapy, crafty wise. And we will be at which hotel, Alfie?
It's the Holiday Inn Media City in Salford. So it's
the same one as last year.
It's
then.
the same one.
Okay, so yeah, the Holiday Inn at Media City. Yeah.
If you mention the other locations as well for people who can't make
Absolutely. So we also have other locations that are still available around the country. So we have Edinburgh, we have Exeter, we have Maidstone, and of course Manchester. Those are the only four that we're doing this year.
And then Retford.
And of course what we've done is we've got our secret retreat here in Retford, which is just fabulous. It's actually 3 days, 3 full days of fun and giggles, and we are in a beautiful room in the town hall overlooking the market square. And yes, we do a bit of retail therapy on the market on the Friday and Saturday, and we tend to get together for dinner as well, so we have lots and lots of giggles as well as doing some amazing projects. So that's March, June and September. So I do believe that March and September are full. Yeah. We only have a few places left on the June one. So if you want to come and join us and have an amazing weekend, please book on now, because they go very, very fast. Have we got our friend down? Has Ella put our friend down who we saw yesterday?
No, that's okay.
Okay. Right, so sorry, go on.
Could also mention the fact that you are going to do a Zoom on that.
Yes, so I have actually got a Zoom date booked for this. So if you can't make it in person, I am actually going to do a Zoom class, which is 2 days. And Ella wanted to announce the date next week.
Okay.
So that is coming shortly. Right, so today I am going to be doing some stained glass wonders. Now, if you saw Create and Craft last week, you will see how they were launched then, and they just flew out, and I think we actually sold out of those. But we have got some back, and Alfie is doing you a fantastic deal by having 10% off all the stained glass wonders. So just use Feb21 at the checkout, the little box, and that's when your money will come off, when you actually are in the checkout. So I'm going to do you a demo of using them, and I'm going to also show you those wonderful samples that our design team did. Amazing job. They obviously had lots of fun because they were just absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to talk you through some of those and what techniques they've used on them. So shall we go over to my my desk?
There is also the Zoom for the stained glass wonders, which is on the website, and it's up for £1.
Yes, that's a good point. So what we have done is we've now arranged so that you get a free class. Well, it's actually £1. It's going to cost you £1. It had to be something, otherwise we couldn't put it on. Yeah. So we're doing a free class on Zoom on the 17th of March. And it will also be recorded so that you'll be able to download it as well. So don't worry if you forget any of the techniques, because we will be doing that with you on Zoom on the 17th of March. So go on the website. You can buy it under events. Is it under events? Yes, it's under events.
I'll just check.
And you can just put it in your basket for £1. Okay, so we've got some really beautiful examples here. So these are the paints that we launched last week, which are the Renaissance paints, which are just absolutely stunning. So I'll bring those on as well. So these are a translucent paint, and they are just absolutely gorgeous, and they fit so well with these classic Art Nouveau style flowers. And thank you Ian Campbell too, who designed these for us. They work on our team regularly and do some amazing work alongside Mike Deakin as well, and myself. So we have yellow ochre, we have viridian blue, red oxide, terre vert, Roman purple and burnt sienna. And I will just show you my colour chart as well. So I'll show that in a minute, because I have to put the lights on for that, and I don't want the lights on while I'm doing this bit. Okay, so this is like a stippled effect. So just using a paintbrush, just stippling the paint on. You actually do need to be using our slap-it-on glass and ceramic with a mix of the paints to get this lovely effect. This one is just using a brush, and you can see how the brush marks, which I adore, make it look like real petals and leaves, which are just stunning. This one has been painted with a brush and then gone back in and done little dots over the top of the paint. It's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It makes it look like a lily, just really, really stunning. And then we have lovely bright colours here. This is so beautifully done. I think you must put quite a few layers on this to get that lovely thick density of colour, which are just absolutely stunning. And this one's beautiful actually. So I didn't realise until afterwards that it's been stamped into. So the wet paint has been layered on, and then before it dries you actually offer up a stamp into this, and this is one of the William Morris ones, William Morris stamps that's been used on that, which is just gorgeous. Again, brushwork, absolutely beautiful. This is the Roman purple. Let me just bring this over, because this is the same colour, and you can see how dense this colour is here compared to here. Oh yeah, I meant to tell you, people have been asking me what colour nail polish I'm using. It's Mermaid on the Rock, which is this nails ink colour, so there you go. Oh, this one's gorgeous as well. Look at this. This is the Strawberry Thief, and it's I don't know whether we've got it in stock at the moment. Sorry, I've just hit the camera, I do beg your pardon. And this is rice paper. So she's actually put it on with the slap-it-on glass ceramic, and obviously cut it out beforehand, or maybe she's just really neatly done it afterwards. But it's absolutely beautiful, because of course you can actually see through the rice paper, and then painted the rest. You can't see at the moment because they're backlit, but they're actually decorated with the lovely gilding gum. And this one's been stamped as well with a little flower stamp, which looks absolutely adorable, and then with texture here with the matrix stamp, which is just genius, absolute genius. Just really, really lovely. Every one is so different. Again, this is another one with rice paper behind it, and a lovely sort of deckled effect with that. Then we have mixing the colours so that you are getting a variety of different shading coming through here, and or you can actually do all the petals individual, so it does look like that lovely stained glass window that you actually get in doorways of arts and crafts houses, or the revival houses of the 30s. And I had a house a few years ago, well gosh, 30 years ago, and it had beautiful leaded lights, and this just reminds me of having leaded lights in the window of your door. And look how gorgeous those colours look. I mean, they're just so beautiful and vibrant. and I don't think it matters how you actually paint them, they're just going to look amazing. The most important thing is that you need to make sure that you're using translucent paints, that you are actually using these. They've all got to be translucent, so it doesn't matter what colour of indigo blue paint you use, just make sure you do the translucent ones. I will keep this to one side because that's got a lovely enamel finish on it as well. And then finally we have a lovely, this looks like a carnation the way it's been done there, just really, really beautiful. So I'm just going to switch these lights back on so that you can actually see what I'm doing. There we go. And I'll just remove this for you. So I'm just going to take these. Thank you, Alfie. Right, so this one here, before it's been stuck together, she's really cleverly put some flitter glue on here and then used some Glorious, which is our ultra thick enamel, which is a heat set enamel, which is absolutely beautiful, really, really lovely. If I've got time, I might actually try and do that. So that might be something. Just remind me to demonstrate that, Alfie. And it's same with this one. It's just really beautiful. So let me just grab some of the enamels for you, and then you can see. So it's these Glorious enamels, which are just absolutely beautiful, and they've used some lovely, lovely colours here. Maybe that blue would be really lovely, or the silver, which would be beautiful. So we have quite a range of colours. I think we've got about 10 colours that would look really, really gorgeous. And if you were to use it normally through a stencil, this is the sort of look that you'll get. But on MDF, it's absolutely perfect. So I will hopefully show you those later on. So how do we go about this? Let's just start with the absolute basics, shall we? So the first thing we need to do is get some gesso on here. So I'm going to be using some black gesso. Thanks, Alfie. So I just keep passing in things. So with the sponge or with a brush, you just want to gesso this. Why do I say gesso it? Because it actually gives you a primed surface. It stops the paint from soaking into the Medite, which is the type of MDF that we use. And we use Medite because it is a lot greener. It's a lot kinder to the planet, and it's a lot kinder to us because it has a really small footprint. It comes from Northern Ireland, so we're not shipping it halfway across the world. It's actually Carb 2 compliant, and it's a lot safer as well. So it doesn't have all those nasty, horrible chemicals in that you would associate normally with MDF. So this is why we use Medite, okay? And it's got a lot greener credentials. So we've primed our surface there, okay, so that you're going to get a really nice professional finish. You could, of course, leave that to be black. You don't have to paint it at all, you don't have to colour it. But what you can do is you can actually use your gilding gun on here. So what I'll do is I'll just put that to one side for the moment, just so that it dries, and then we'll work on our lovely piece of acrylic. So you can see that you get two pieces. You get the back piece, which is this one, and you also get, is that the right one? No, it's not. It's not the right one. It's this one. There we go. And you also get a piece of acrylic. So
that's the back piece, really.
Yeah. So this is got it's all cut in-house as well. We do it on our laser machine, so it's all done in-house, and it has got this protective plastic coating on it, so you just need to take that off. Comes off really quite easily. You just need to start it off with the edge of the spoon or something like that, and that will just come off beautifully. It just stops it getting scratched in transit. There we go. And then we're ready to decorate. So one good tip that one of my design team said was to put this underneath so you know where you're going to painting. So I'm just going to give this a blast. And then I'm going to put that underneath here. So I'll turn it over just in case it's still, aha, you see, it's still slightly damp there. You can see it better if I do it that way. There we go. So you can see where you can paint, where the different petals and leaves are. Okay, it's not stuck down or anything, it's just for a guide. And then let's bring in our paints. So what I'm going to do is, I think I might use some of this lovely yellow ochre. So I'm just going to put a little bit down on my palette mat. I'm going to use some terre verte, which is this lovely olive green. I think I have to use some of this viridian blue because it's just absolutely gorgeous. It's sort of a lovely teal type of blue, which is just outrageously gorgeous. And let's have a bit of this Roman purple. Okay. So you need to have some slap-it-on glass and ceramic, okay? And this will enable you to convert your paint into a glass paint. So you just need a little bit of this, all right? So I would say that that is about 50-50. So just give that a nice mix. There we go. And I'm going to use some little sponges for this one because I quite liked that effect that we made with the sponges. Although I really like the effects that you can see with your brushes. So let's just give that. These are little bits of fat foam. You can use a kitchen sponge though, which would look really, really good. And I think we might go for, should we have, we'll have this round about the middle, I think, of the flower here. I think we'll have a little bit round there. And you can see you get this really lovely texture with it. I'm coming a bit lower because I want to mix in that viridian blue. So give that a mix. There we go. Put that on my sponge. And let's mix a little bit of that viridian blue. So I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way over the top of that Roman purple. There we go. And then I'm going to come to that yellow ochre. Let's mix that in. Put a bit of yellow ochre on there. Got a bit of blue on, but that's okay. And I'm going to just do the tips of that. so it mixes slightly with that lovely Roman purple. Just back over with the Roman purple, there we go. Right, so I think we'll have the tips of these leaves in the yellow ochre. And let's have the tip of these flowers in yellow ochre as well. And then what did I do next? I did the Roman purple. So let's have a bit of Roman purple mixed in as well. That looks nice. And then that viridian blue. Let's come in from the bottom there and do a bit of viridian blue. And that mixes in really nice with that Roman purple, because then you get this lovely sort of violet look. Okay. Now we haven't done anything with the terre verte yet. It's beautiful. It's just so gorgeous. Not really a green person, but this is just a beautiful translucent olive green. And this is the beauty of using translucent paints, because you can actually see through them, and you can layer up and you can mix them, and you can still see right through the acrylic with these. So I'm going to put a little round here, mixing in with that viridian blue. And I think we'll have a bit more of the yellow ochre on the edge of those, just to add. I mean, they don't have to be, you know, like the leaves are green and, you know, all of that carry on. You can have them whatever colours you want. If you want shocking purple leaves, go for shocking purple. That's the beauty of these sort of arts and crafts movement. The colours are just absolutely superb. They're beautiful. Right, so let me just show you where we're at the moment. In fact, let me give that a bit of a blast with my heat gun. So here, that's where we're at the moment. You can't see it too well because we haven't got a backlight on it, okay? And of course, if we turn it over and look at the black, that looks lovely. Okay, but I'm not going to stop there. I'm actually going to carry on and do another layer. All right, so I'm just going to do exactly the same. So we've got this yellow ochre, and then we've got this beautiful Roman purple, and then that mixes in beautifully to the viridian blue, and then that mixes in this beautiful, stunning green terre verte. Let's just go over the tips in the yellow ochre. Whilst I've got the yellow ochre, I'll do this as well, because we've got just the tip of this flower in yellow ochre as well. And then we go in with the Roman purple again, and then that lovely viridian blue. And can you see how much richer it's getting now? The lovely thing is you can spend ages doing this, which is really lovely. I might just put a little bit of viridian blue there as well. Just mix that green in a little bit more. And then give that a blast. See how much quicker that is. for you, then you can see that. Okay, so let's flip that over, and then you can see where we're going with that. Oh, that's lovely. That is so nice. That's beautiful. But again, if you wanted, you could go for a little bit more on there. So let me just get that purple sponge. Are you hungry, Alfie?
Can you tell?
Yeah, I can hear your tummy rumbling. Get a biscuit, some biscuits behind you. The best biscuits in the world. Borders. Okay, so Viridian Blue. Let's have a swipe of this. That better, Alfie? Borders Chocolate Gingers. Nothing better. Right, so Viridian Green. Sorry, no, Viridian Blue, and then
Didn't you feed me?
You've had lunch, haven't you? Have you had lunch?
No.
Did you not have any lunch?
Oh, we had a late breakfast, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah, we had a bacon butty. It was lovely. Right, so just going to put some yellow around the edges there. Mix that in a little bit. We need some more purple here. Some more Viridian Blue. There we go. I have to say thank you to Kathy. Thanks, Kathy. Look. She sent me, I love bees, you see, obviously being from Manchester as well. So she brought me a lovely little gnome. She's just gorgeous. So thank you, Kathy. Dee gave it to me at the open day. Right, so I'm going to stop faffing around now because I'm just having far too much fun playing. Oh yeah, let's just blast that dry. Ah, you see, so that's lovely. That's really lovely. Right, okay, so let's get some gilding gum on here. Right, so your gilding gum, you can use this with any of your luscious powders, okay? So you can mix it just on a mat with your luscious powders, and that's probably what I'm going to go and do today, is use. So this one is Penny Dreadful. There we go. So I'm just going to mix some on my mat, but if you buy a kit, you get 3 colours and you also get 3 empty jars. And you get 3 colours. Let me get the other 2. That one, Grunge Gold, Birdie Green, Grunge Gold, and you get a gilding gum. So you get a whole set of these. And then what I was doing was I was actually filling this pot with gilding gum and adding the lovely luscious to it to create a beautiful gilding gum. Shall I show you how to do that? Okay. And what you want to do is fill this up so that the air doesn't get in it. What should I use? Let's use this. So 50-50, half of your gilding gum and half of your luscious. Okay.
Suzanne says, love that name, Penny Dreadful.
Yes. You know where that comes from. Your little Victorian magazines. Well, it is called the Steampunk set, so. And you can see that the more luscious that you add, the thicker it becomes. So this is an acrylic base, and it basically acts as a varnish as well. So once your gilding gum has gone onto your surface, whatever that happens to be, it will actually seal the surface in, and you don't need to treat it with anything to make it permanent, because once it's dried, it's permanent anyway. Okay. And you can see that it's white when you first pour it in, but in actual fact it becomes translucent dry, so then you really see the colour of your luscious beautifully. And again, it's one of those things that, you know, I love gilding gum, but gilding wax, but I just didn't want to buy lots and lots of different colours. So this is a perfect way of utilising all the luscious that you've already got and just mixing it with the gilding gum to create those gorgeous gilding waxes. So you can see how lovely and thick that has become. Okay, so you can put it on with your finger, you can use a paintbrush, you can do whatever technique that you like. I would actually probably add a little bit more. If you want it not as thick, just add a little bit more gilding gum. Easy as that. So you can see it's white, but as I say, when it dries on your project, you will see that this beautiful Penny Dreadful will just look amazing. And I always use black underneath, because I just think it makes it really, really shine. So if I just use a brush, just for ease of use. Oh, look at that. Look at that. You could, if you wanted, use a bit of fat foam. We could have a little bit of the black showing through, so you don't have to use it completely solid all over, and that would give it a more sort of distressed look. Or of course you can just put a solid layer on, and then it gives you this really opulent, beautiful feel to it. And of course you don't just have to use one colour, you can use multiple colours. All my others, I've actually used all 3 colours on one project, and it looks amazing. Whoops, where are you going? So what you also get in your kit with the flowers, not only do you get the medite front piece that I'm painting now, you also get the acrylic back piece, but more importantly you get a little hook with a sucker attached so that you can actually hang it on your window, and then you can see the light shining through it and how stunningly beautiful that looks. Just tidy that up a little bit. There we go. So I'm leaving a little bit of the black showing, because I like that sort of worn look. There we go. Right, let's just put the lid on this before I knock this over. And the lid on the luscious. See how much luscious you get? You get tons. Well, not literally tons, but you get a lot. Okay, so if I just flip this over, there you go. Isn't that gorgeous? It's just beautiful, isn't it? Right, wash your brush straight away. Okay, just normal cold water, nothing added. Okay, don't allow it to dry. because that won't do your brushes any good at all. There we go. So nice and clean. Give them white and let them dry flat, just like that. Okay. Right, next job, sticking the two together. All right. So we're sticking the front piece to the front of this. So this is the side that we painted, okay? So you need to flip that over so that you can see the shininess of the acrylic, okay? So this is the side that we're going to stick our front piece to. And where I like to do it, which makes it a lot easier, let me use a scrap piece of paper.
Linda says when you tip it in your lap you realise how much there was.
Oh, no. I know. So I normally do this on my paint mat, okay, but this is grab and go. It's an acrylic glue. It's absolutely fantastic. We actually had it made for us by our adhesive manufacturers, especially for all of my MDF. And I'm just picking up a load of the glue. There we go. See how easy it is when you just pick it off there. And this is the front of the stained glass wonder, and that just fits beautifully on top of that. Which is lovely. There we go. And from the front it looks so pretty. You've got the gilding wax, you've got the colours of the acrylic, and you've got that shine of the acrylic as well, which is superb. Could I possibly have the light box again, Alfie? And I'll just put it on the light box. Thank you. So just bear with me while I just bring this light box back in for you. There we go, that's gorgeous, isn't it? Isn't that lovely? And if I get a little sucker for you, this is the little sucker. All right. And it just hangs perfectly on that. And all you need to do is just wet that slightly, push it so it's flat onto the surface, and then that will just hook on there beautifully, and then you can hang it up. But doesn't that look gorgeous? Absolutely gorgeous. There you go, Alfie, thank you. So I'll show you how that lovely technique was done with the Glorious. All right, so let me just put my glue away. So for this one, I actually need the flitter glue. Okay. So the flitter glue is a really strong adhesive that remains tacky, so it doesn't actually ever dry fully. It just remains sticky. And we invented this to be able to stamp and use with gilding flake, but it's also really good for embossing as well. Okay, so I'm just going to get a piece of fat foam, unscrew the lid, and onto here. Hang on, let me just check that I haven't. There we go. So I'm just going to put about a teaspoon on there. Oh, dirty spatula, but that's okay. And then push that into the fat foam until it's all disappeared. So you're basically making almost like a ink pad. Can you see there's none sat on the surface there? All right, and then what you're going to do is just gently tap that onto the surface of your medite shape, and you can see it's white to begin with. Okay, make sure you don't get any on the paper underneath, because otherwise it's going to stick to the paper and not stick to the area. In fact, what you can do is just get a clean piece underneath. This is just scrap paper. All right, so now you need to choose your colour. I think I will just go for this blue, Balmoral. Okay, and this has got flecks of mica in it. So can you see these big sparkly pieces? Just going to cover all of this as well. Just make sure it's all covered. I should have got a pot that was at least half full, but that's okay. There we go. So it's all nicely covered now. All right. And let's get that back in the pot. So what is glorious? Why is it different from normal ultra thick embossing enamels? Well, basically what I've done is I've just sort of brought it up to date. I've put pigment in it, so it gives off a really nice colour. I've put ultra fine in there as well, so that melts first. Then can you still hear me if I've got this on? Okay, so I've also put ultrafine embossing powder in there, so that's the first to melt. And then I've got bigger pieces and then large chunky pieces, and that way it gives you this lovely texture. You get a really good coverage as well. And then I've actually gone and put some mica in there, so it gives you that lovely sheen. And then these big pieces of silver that you can see, those are big chunks of mica chips, and those are the ones that are not going to melt at this temperature. So they actually stay, they almost like float to the surface, so that they give you this lovely glittery finish. So when you think it's melted, just go over it again, because you just want to make sure that the large chunks of ultra thick enamel are melting, because as I explained, the ultra fine melts first, so you just want to make sure that that's a lovely smooth finish, and that looks fantastic to me. Okay, so when you've done that, just leave that to cool. So normally when you're doing ultra thick, you would put another layer on, and sometimes with other makes you'd put 2 layers on, 3 layers, but with this I think it only needs that 1 layer, because it gives you that lovely, sorry, beg your pardon, it gives you that lovely beautiful sparkle, and it just looks stunning. So, and I think that's a stroke of genius. I didn't come up with this. One of our girls, a couple of the girls on our design team actually decided to put glorious on it, which I thought was brilliant idea, and I think it looks really gorgeous. So when it's up on the window and it's maybe not sunny outside, it's dark, it's still going to look really pretty, because it'll catch the light with all those lovely specks on there. Okay, and then again, all you need to do is just layer that on top of what you've already done. So that's that demonstration done. That's lovely. What have we got? No, we've run out of time. Okay, so as I say, whoever asked me about my nails again, I will tell you every week what I'm using. I think obviously with it being blue, I like blue, and it's called Mermaid on the Rock by Nails Inc. Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much everybody for tuning in again, and we will see you next week. Don't forget that you've got 10% off any of these stained glass wonders. Just put Feb21 in the little box in checkout, and check out our Come and See Me in Manchester. It's going to be amazing, fantastic, and you will absolutely love it. So get online straight away before it fills up and get your ticket now. All right, see you next week. Bye for now. Say bye, Alfie.
Bye.